Hey Sainers, welcome to the round 16 match review. 2-point loss to Port Adelaide, 60-62 in a sort of, it's just a very tight affair for pretty much most of the day. No team really got out to a big lead. Port Adelaide did early, we fought back, and another close loss. That's 5 or 6 now under 10 points this year. Season could look a lot different. That's twice to Port Adelaide, 10 points or less. That's the last 4 times we've played Port Adelaide, we've lost by under 10 points, I believe. We just don't know how to beat this fucking team. They're a bogey team for a reason, and they did the job again today. I fully expected us to win, to be honest. I'm not going to shy away from that. I really did think that we could get the job done with the form that they're in and sort of the corner I thought we'd turned in Brisbane. Tom Campbell was a late in, but it's just same old. And I was just thinking on the way to the car, like, what clutch players do we have? You look at games like this, you wonder who are the players that are going to stand up and take the moment, make the difference. And no one did. You know, the biggest one that just jumps out to me is Jack Higgins late in the game. Great mark off a good kick from Dan Butler, and he rushes back on his left foot and misses it completely. And I just thought, take your time, set shot, just go your normal routine. He kicked 5 goals against Brisbane, taking his time and kicking some from outside 50, and he goes on a left foot. I just thought, you're throwing away very critical moments in the game that can make all the difference in a game like this when it's so tight. And then, you know, I just feel like we didn't handle the midfield battle well. Butters and Rosie, they were good, but they didn't hurt us as much as Jason Horne-Francis. And I wanted Windy to go to him. I wanted someone to go to him and give him a bit of respect. And to be honest, no one could handle him. He was just the best player on the ground. He was the heartbeat. He was the engine. He drove them forward. He was the difference. And both teams had chances. You know, Port Adelaide had a lot of chances. There were passages in games where they'd have 3 or 4 shots and miss them all. And then we didn't make them pay from that. And that's kind of the tale of our season. Kamini back was actually pretty good. Forward line functions just as well as it always has, you know. We blew some chances going forward. I thought we had more goals in us tonight. I thought we could have scored heavier. And, Max King was just non-existent. But, you know, like the rest of the forward line wasn't much better. Rowan Marshall went there and kicked 3. And that was, I guess, the good thing is Tom Campbell came in and supported Rowan, allowed him to go deep, and he could do that. But then we subbed him off. Sharman comes on. Sharman does kick a goal, so made up for that. But then Rowe had to stay in the ruck pretty much the whole last quarter when we needed a target. And it took pretty much, you know, a hole in the ball late in the game to milk the clock, and they missed it, and that sealed the game. It's just, yeah, Brad Hill was quiet. Darcy Wilson was quiet. Naz was good and a bit more aggressive in this game. Jack Steele was better in the second half, but he was just nowhere to be seen in the first. Like him and Max King for me in the first half, they were the two I was watching, and I'm going, you got to lift. One or both of you have to lift for us to have a chance in this game. Steele, he lifted, had that shot in the last quarter again, and you know didn't score from it. I don't think. Just another near win, you know, like we get close in these moments, and then we just don't know how to finish the job, and composure's a massive thing. But big talking point from this game as well as the result, obviously, and this didn't cost us the game, but we just got to talk about it. The umpiring, some of the most bewildering decisions I've ever seen. I've never heard a crowd sound so shocked than in the last quarter with the holding the ball on the wing against, was it Josh Battle? Against Josh Battle. I've never seen it. He gets it, gets tackled. You think that's, like, everyone in the stadium, not even Port fans would have thought this. Absolutely bewildering. Didn't cost us the game, but it's just ruining it from a spectator's point of view. What was the other decisions that were crazy? It was Dan Butler got one. I can't believe he got that as a hold on the ball. Rowan Marshall, like there was a couple there you're just thinking, even if they go towards you, go like for your team, you're thinking, this is a bad look for the game. So that needs to be looked at. But as a result, we're now 5-10. Midfield, heavily beaten centre clearance. Around the ground, again, we're competitive. Centre clearance, when you're prepped and you're wanting to attack, like that, I think it was that Butters goal. We don't have anyone that can do that. We don't. We simply don't. So anyone that thinks that LDU is not worth the investment, you got rocks in your head, because we have no one that can break away from a clearance like that and kick a long bomb. We've got no one in the team. I can't think like even players that aren't playing. No one could do that. And that's a huge, huge asset. And it's a game we could have won. It's a game we should have won, to be honest, if we're a bit cleaner. And now, yeah, we're kind of where we should be, with the results that we've gotten. You can't say that we deserve to be any higher. It's just really frustrating when you've had 5 or 6 games. They're all winnable, and we consistently make the same errors in them. Like, if you're training for it, and you'd think after 1 or 2, you kind of learn how to handle these close games a little bit more. You kind of learn how to handle certain moments more. But then we always revert back to the default setting, the default panic, the default bomb long, just no composure at all. And that's the most frustrating thing, is like, I can handle a couple as long as we learn from it. But I just feel like every time we lose these close ones, it always feels the same. It always feels like the outcome's the same, obviously. And the reasoning behind it, the execution behind that outcome is the same. So I hate Port Adelaide. Everyone that watches the channel knows I hate Port Adelaide more than most teams. And I wanted to win this game a lot. And yeah, it's just frustrating that the result is what it is. Especially because we've got Sydney this time next week, so that's not going to be easy, and they're off a loss. So again, another team that we're playing against that's going to be, I wouldn't say they'd be under as much heat as Port this week, but they're going to be wanting blood and wanting to rebound and secure that top spot as soon as possible. So not a great day. Like, there were patches in this game. I thought, okay, there's some things there. We're moving the ball quick. I've definitely seen uglier games in this season, no doubt. It's just like certain moments. The way we started the game is always shit. 4-1 bullshit. I'm sick of it. We do not know how to start games with momentum. And then the last 5 to 10 minutes, I just thought we had options to win the game, and we blew them, and we didn't have composure to do so. Port Adelaide didn't really finish us off. That's the thing. They didn't do anything that won them the game. They just kicked a couple more points. Like, literally, they didn't play that much better than us. That's the most annoying thing, is I felt like we lost, but the other team didn't win it. They kind of just maximized our own shortcomings, really. So put your thoughts in the comments. I'll have 5 things out later tonight or tomorrow morning. Obviously the podcast, and all that sort of stuff. So stay tuned, Sainers. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday if you can. And as always, go Mighty Sainers. See you guys.